That's a question I want you to sit with for just a second. If a competitor with 10 times your budget entered your market tomorrow, copied your offer, undercut your price, and outspent you on ads, what would actually stop them from taking your customers? Take a second and really think about that. Because if your honest answer is, I don't know, you're not alone. Most business owners have never actually answered that question. And it's quietly the most important one in their entire business. Hi, I'm Billy. This is my channel. I'm a writer and digital strategist, and we've got some stuff to get into today. Author Jim Collins calls this your hedgehog concept. Warren Buffett calls it an economic moat. Different words, same idea. Something that protects your business from competition. And even when a bigger, better funded player shows up, they still can't dislodge you from the marketplace. Now, every great business has one. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what yours needs to be, especially if you're running a digital products business like me. Because in this business model, the moat comes down to one specific asset. And I promise you, it's probably not going to be what you think it is right now. Let's dig in. Now, let's talk about your competitive advantage and what it is. Picture an old medieval castle surrounded by a moat. The moat isn't decoration, it's defense. It's the thing that's standing between the castle and anyone who wants to storm it. A business moat works the same exact way. It's not there to make you look impressive. It's there to protect your profits from every competitor who wants a piece of what you've built. Now, here's where most entrepreneurs get it wrong. Ask them what their moat is, and they'll usually say something like, my product is better, or my copy converts higher, or my funnel is more optimized, or my prices are lower. And look, those things do matter. I'm not going to tell you that they don't, and I'm certainly not knocking any of them. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Every single one of those things can be copied. A better product gets reverse engineered all the time. Great copy gets swiped and it gets rewritten. A smart funnel gets studied and it gets cloned. A low price gets undercut by someone with more capital, and none of those things are a moat. They're just the current state of the game, and the game changes constantly. Now, if none of that is your real moat, then what is? Let's talk about something that a lot of business owners lean on next, and why even that isn't the full, complete answer. Your incremental improvement matters, but it isn't the moat. Let's talk about the philosophy of Kaizen, which is a Japanese mindset that talks about constant, small, incremental improvements. Now, to be in business, this is necessary, but it's not sufficient. Now, it means continuous improvement, small, consistent upgrades made over time. In your business, that might look like better videos, sharper offers, tighter copy, smoother onboarding, faster customer service. And you should absolutely be doing this. These improvements compound, they add up, and they make your business immeasurably better every quarter. But here's the catch, and it's the whole reason I'm making this video. Improvements can be imitated. If you improve your onboarding, a competitor watches, takes notes, and improves theirs. If you tighten your copy, they study it and they tighten theirs. Kaizen makes you better prepared. It does not make you unbeatable. So here's a real question. If your product can be copied, your copy can be copied, your funnel can be copied, and even your improvements can be copied, what can't they copy? That question right there is the whole video. Let's answer it. The asset that actually strengthens your moat, that no other competitor can take against you. Here it is. It's your email list, not your following, not your reach, your list, your actual relationship with actual people who have said, yes, I want to hear from you. And here's why this is different from everything else we just talked about. A competitor can copy your product. They can copy your funnel. They can even copy your improvements, but they cannot copy the relationship that you've already built with the people that are on your list. That relationship belongs to you and only you, because you're the one who earned it, one email at a time. This has to do with what's called the relationship ladder. Think about how a relationship actually deepens over time. It moves through stages: stranger, then acquaintance, then familiar, then trusted advisor, then customer, and then fan, and eventually advocate, someone who refers other people to you without even asking. Every single email you send is another rung on that ladder, another touch point, another small deposit into the relationship. This is the building of relationship capital. A competitor showing up tomorrow with 10 times your budget doesn't get to skip those rungs. They have to start at stranger, just like you did. And that gap, that head start you've already built, well, that's your moat. An email list is an appreciating asset. And here's what makes that statement even more powerful. Your email list isn't just a defensive wall, it's an appreciating asset. Every month you nurture it well, it becomes more valuable, more trustworthy, more familiar, more revenue potential for each subscriber. And the numbers back this up. Email consistently produces one of the highest returns on investment of any digital marketing channel available today. It's not the flashiest, it's not the trendiest, but dollar for dollar, one of the best performing assets you can build. So if your product, your copy, and your funnel are the tactics, your list is the fortress those tactics are protecting. Now, listen, I want to make a quick pause here. Excuse me. If this is reframing how you think about your business, that's exactly why I make these videos. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe to the channel. It helps this content reach more business owners and it helps me grow the channel. So let's talk about not confusing the tactic with the strategy. Tactics change, but the strategy doesn't. I need to make an important distinction with you here because this is where a lot of business owners get confused and it quietly derails the whole strategy. The strategy is simple: build and nurture an audience that you own. Everything else, lead magnets, webinars, tripwire offers, paid ads, affiliate traffic, content marketing, all of that is tactics, tools, methods for accomplishing the strategy. They are not the objective itself. Here's why that distinction matters so much. When a tactic stops working, an ad platform changes its algorithm, a traffic source dries up, a webinar format falls out of favor, business owners who confuse the tactics with the strategy panic. They think their whole business model just broke. Now, let me break into the fourth wall and add something here because I think it's important. 10, 15 years ago, SEO, search engine optimization, was one of the key cornerstones for traffic used to build it through content, link sharing, and so forth. And it used to flood websites with a lot of organic traffic. But what's happened with the advent of AI and social media, SEO looks like it is declining. And so alternative methods are now coming up to help people replace the traffic that they lost. With an email list, you don't have to worry about that. Now, going back, if you understand that the tactic was never the goal, growing your own audience was always the goal. You just shrug, swap the tactic, and keep building the same asset. The moat doesn't actually care which tactic filled it. It only cares that it keeps getting filled. So don't fall in love with a specific lead magnet format or a specific traffic source. Fall in love with the outcome. More of the right people joining your list, moving up that relationship ladder. Now, I want to talk about how context determines the right tactic. Choosing the right tactic for wherever you happen to be, you have to question if that particular tactic is right for you. That depends entirely on which stage of your business is in. If you're in the early stage, your priority is quantity and learning, gathering data. This is the time for free lead magnets, ones that deliver a real result in advance before anyone spends a dollar with you. You want as many people as possible entering your world so that you can learn what resonates. As your business grows, the smarter move is to introduce a little bit of intentional friction. That might look like a $1 or $9 or $27 entry offer. It might be a short questionnaire or application before someone can access something. It might be requiring registration for a live webinar instead of an instant download. There is a copywriter, Stephen Georgia, whose copy has produced over $1 billion in revenue. He has talked directly about this, and he incorporates a little bit of friction to filter out his list. Yes, you'll get fewer total subscribers, but the ones who make it through that small amount of friction tend to be far higher intent, more engaged, and ultimately more valuable. When I subscribed to his list, I actually had to go through a short questionnaire before actually being confirmed I was on his list. These questions had to do with his market and his vocation in copywriting. Of course, I answered that because, like I said, at the time, the guy had sold over $700 million in product. Now he's done well over $1 billion, maybe even more. And I was really interested in getting his insight. So for me, that was not a big exchange. There was a lot of value that was involved. Now, did some people that weren't maybe really interested, they were just interested in freebies or the ease of getting on his list, did they probably drop off? Yes. And I think that was probably the whole idea. He really just, I think, wants to dedicate his time and his energy focusing on a motivated few. So the quality of the people that were subscribing on his list was important. Keep that in mind because as you go along, there is a balancing. There's a trade-off, and it's a good one once you're ready for it. Fewer subscribers, but noticeably higher quality content or higher quality prospects. Now, the framework that guides every marketing decision is one question, and that is to filter every decision. How do you actually apply all of this? Every time you're deciding where to spend your time, your money, or your energy in your marketing, ask yourself one question. Does this strengthen my moat? Or more specifically, does this grow my list? If the answer is yes, if it grows your list, deepens trust, or moves someone up that relationship ladder, it builds real long-term business value. It's worth doing even if it doesn't pay off today. That's the nature of relationship capital. Now, if the answer is no, it might generate a quick sale, but does nothing to grow or strengthen your own audience. Think hard before you invest heavily here. It might put a little cash in your pocket this week, but it's not building the thing that protects your business 5 years from now. Now, let me pause again here. In other videos, I've talked about how certain principles influence the Everflow method. Those principles are what I determined are evergreen, in that they work almost all the time when applied. Having a North Star, which is your larger strategy for your business, is your evergreen principle. Think long-term. Again, tactics are the tools that can be switched out depending on what your larger goal is, which is to build your email list. They are the chess pieces. Your strategy is the board that you play on. Now, in conclusion, the asset that we're talking about, it compounds over time. And it's about what you own versus what you rent. Here's the reality every business owner eventually has to face. Algorithms change, platforms evolve, and sometimes they don't survive at all. Advertising costs keep climbing every single year. Everything you're renting, your reach on someone else's platform, your ranking in someone else's search engine, your visibility in someone else's feed, it all can be taken away from you overnight, and you'd have zero say in it. But an engaged email list, that's an asset that you own. It compounds over time. It's the one part of your marketing that nobody and no algorithm can change or take out from under you. Now, in the Everflow method, list building isn't just another marketing tactic sitting on a checklist next to everything else. It's the foundational asset. It's the moat. Everything else we do in service of filling it, protecting it, and deepening it. Every principle, tactic, strategy, method, and tool we cover today only works long-term when it's built on genuine value. Remember, the core of list building is offering something of real value in exchange for their email. And that is the first step. By nurturing that relationship, by adding value and giving results in advance is the best investment in nurturing your list of customers to become paying customers and eventually raving fans. Best marketing doesn't feel like marketing at all. It feels like the right solution showing up at exactly the right time. So here's the takeaway that I want you to take away from this. If you're wanting to build an automated system that converts leads into paying clients, you need the blueprint. I have mapped out the entire Everflow architecture for you. Click the link in the description area or in the pinned comment in the comments section below and download the complete 9-step Everflow roadmap. Choose your tactics based on your larger strategy, which should be to build a list of raving fans for your content, products, and services. If this video helped you see your business strategy more clearly, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe to the channel. You'll be alerted to new videos and it helps me grow the channel. Plus, it's the best way to help this content reach more business owners who need it. Drop a comment and tell me what's your current mode. Honestly, I read every comment and I'll be sure to reply. Take care and I'll see you in the next video.